In today's video, I am turning Dollar Tree wood pieces into beautiful shabby chic DIY home decor, all for only $2.50. You won't believe how this turned out. You may have seen these decorative laser cut decor pieces at the Dollar Tree. They have them in round as well as square. So I'm going to use the square one, and I'll only be removing the sides and keeping the top and the bottom of this one. So I'm just kind of rounding out where I needed to just cut that out. Then I use my X-Acto knife and just score it until it was able to be broken apart. And after I broke that off, I'm now using the X-Acto knife again to just peel off whatever little excess was hanging over. And then I'm going to use the sanding block and sand that down. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Christine. If you are returning, welcome back. I hope you stick around until the end. So after I sand it down, I'm now going to paint with these two colors, folk art, and I'm going to kind of blend them in to give me a ombre look. You will see in the end how I decided to change things around, but first I'm adding the pink. And after that dried, I'm now going in with the purple. I believe this purple is grape. And I'm not giving it full coverage, just slightly putting that on because I wanted the purple to blend in a little bit with the pink. And I'm doing that all the way around on both sides and the front. Some parts went on too heavy, but never mind, because you'll see that in the end I changed my mind and did something different. Now, let's say you didn't want your purple to go on this heavy. You could use a dry chippy brush and lightly just distress that on, just like I'll be doing with the white. So I took my chippy brush and just kind of massaged some of the white paint into the bristles, and then I'm going over the crate with that, kind of just distressing it a little bit, and that helps to tone down the shade of the gray. And next I'm going to use, I wanted to paint the inside, but rather than painting the inside, I'm going to use some antique wax to just stain that lightly. I don't want it too heavy, so I just dip the brush in a little water and use a little of that. Now this is where I changed my mind and went a different direction. I remembered that I had napkin with the same colors on it, so I decided to decoupage my crate. So all of that ombre effect was wasted. Not wasted so much because it still peeked through the napkin a little bit. But here I am just applying some Mod Podge and then the napkin down. Use my finger to smooth that out. And then just went over the surface of that with the same Mod Podge brush. And then use a nail file to just file off the excess. And then I use the X-Acto knife and score where the empty space or the open space was to just open that. And then I'm now going over it again with a little bit more Mod Podge and drying that with the heat gun. Now for my, what you call this part of my crate, my frame. Now for the frame, I took the napkin and what was left of it, I found these little lavender pieces. So I'm just adding those on either side because we don't waste anything around here. As much as you can use, yes, use that up. I don't waste anything. One piece was not tall enough, so I found another little piece and just joined that on top of it. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. If you're coming over from any of the other channels, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. If you are returning, welcome my friends. I'm so happy that you decided to watch another video. Don't forget to like, comment down below and let me know if you're enjoying the content. And if you see that hype button, hype as well. Any action that you take while watching the video signals to YouTube that you enjoy the content, and they will push that out to more viewers like yourself. So now we are ready to put our crate and or frame together. But before I did that, I went a little further just to cover up those empty spaces that we have at the sides. I have this adhesive bling wrap from the Dollar Tree. So here I'm toning down the sheen on here. So I just applied a light coat of the white paint and then just cut off 2 little strips, and we're going to glue that on, or we're going to affix that to the sides of our crate, right where the napkin did not extend. So this video is a part of the What Would You Make challenge, and this is hosted monthly on the 4th Sunday each month by Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and myself, Christine from Divine Designs. And every month we have a new guest host, and this month it is Aurea from DIYs with Aurea. Make sure to check out Brenda's channel and Aurea's channel and the playlist that will be linked in the description box below. So here I'm using some wood glue as well as a little hot glue for instant hold, and I'm gluing the frame onto the box, and the hot glue allows it to hold in place while I finish doing what I'm doing. So now I am going to further bling this up, or to give it a little shabby chicness. I got these pearl beads, and what I did, I just cut them in halves using my miter shear, and I'm now just gluing those on with a little hot glue. Now this is optional if you don't want those on yours. If you plan to recreate this, then you can skip this step. You can also skip this step if you don't want to, but why wouldn't you want it? This is so cute. I got this lace from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just adding a piece of that to the top of our frame, because lace and pearl beads speak shabbiness, right? And I'm using some hot glue just to hold that down. Now I wanted to take this a step further, but then at the time my brain wasn't thinking, so I didn't want to overdo it too either. So now we're going to add some flowers. I put a piece of flower foam in the middle, just adding some hot glue to that, and then add the flower foam, and then some bits and pieces of floral that I had in my stash. Not sure where I got these from. I believe I got these from the Dollar Tree, but they blend in so nicely with the colors on our box, so why not put them in there? So I'm just gonna stick them in there until I was satisfied, and then we're gonna call this one done. Let me know what you think. Would you have done anything else to this? But this is how this turned out. I love it. So my friends, I only managed to do 2 DIYs for you today. So many irons in the fire, but I'm not going to complain because I'm alive and well. So here I'm using this door hanger that I got from Woodpecker's Craft. Had this in my stash, and we'll be using the same colors that we used earlier. I painted it with 1 coat or 2 good coats of white paint, and then I'm just using the pink and the purple to just distress that. Not too heavy, I don't want it too purple or too pinkish, and I'm just using my brush to distress that. And what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to blend in both the pink and the purple together on the palette, and just trying to eyeball to make sure that I was at least coming close to the color that I wanted, and just distress that on my door hanger here. And once I was satisfied, I will then take the napkin, the same napkin, and decoupage that on. And here I'll be using the water technique. So what that is, just a small brush with some water on your napkin to separate the excess napkin that you don't want to use. So rather than using a scissors to cut that out, you just use the wet brush and to just remove the excess. Thankful that you are here. I hope you had a good Sunday. Today was Memorial Day. We thank our veterans for their service and those who died to protect this country. This country is truly a blessed country. Anyone who lives here and doesn't agree with that statement, then I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you, but I know that this country is very blessed, and we are thankful that we live in the United States of America. So that said, here we are now decoupaging. Now the process is the same, but for this one it is flat, so I'll be using my heat press to reactivate that Mod Podge, as well as a piece of parchment paper like you see me doing here. And what that does is to reactivate the Mod Podge and to provide the seal. So my friends, if you are watching my channel from outside of the US, let me know which country you're watching from. I see I have people watching from all over the world, so let me know where you're watching from and whether or not you celebrate anything like Memorial Day or Independence Day. What is your Independence Day? All right, let me know that in the comments down below, because I'd be interested to know a little about your country. So here we are now, just adding another layer of Mod Podge on the napkin, and that is to protect it. Now for my seasoned crafting friends, you know how this goes, but for those who are just seeing the process for the first time, that is what that does. And I'm just using some heat now to dry that, and we are done. So now I'm taking a little antique wax and a sponge, and I'm just going over the edges of the board to distress that and to make it pop. Now I wasn't done yet. I looked at it and I'm like, what else should I be putting on here? So then the thought came to me, okay, this is a door hanger. And what do you put door hangers on your doors for? So on one side I wrote welcome, and the other side I wrote go away. So when you see that go away on the door, you know that you should not disturb. Am I right or am I right? Here comes our scripture, Hebrews 11, verse 6, NIV version. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who diligently seek him. Now here we are for one last look of what I created today, friends. Let me know which one was your favorite. Not very many to choose from anyway. Don't forget to check out Brenda's channel, Oria's channel, and the playlist. I am sure you will find something on the playlist that will give you inspiration to recreate or to create your own. But thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, or subscribe if you have not yet done so, and I'll catch you in my next one.